Hello, everybody. Come on in. We are continuing our coverage on Sebastian Rogers, the 15-year-old um, autistic male who went missing from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee on February 25th, late night February 25th, early morning 26th. Um, just vanished in thin air. He's going to be 16 next month, guys. He has dirty blonde hair, brown eyes, 5'5", weighs between 110 120, wears square rim black glasses. He doesn't like to be barefoot. He has trouble with social interactions. Favorite color is green. We are continuing tonight, moving through the interview list. And I think last night I said that Seth was going to be talking with Nancy Grace, and I looked at that wrong. He's talking with the lab tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started on there. Going to share my screen. All right.
Please, bud.
Yeah, I'll drop this here.
And he's
I've
just
definitely talked to
getting
his
up
family.
Cool.
on the panel, guys.
Okay, Seth, this is for Seth, so I'm gonna drop it in the, there it is. Well, this will be interesting, huh? That's right. Welcome to the lab, Seth. Thank you. Was Chris in the service? I believe Chris was in the service. Yes, I do. I do believe that.
Yes, he was.
And I think his wife was too. I did think it was interesting when he named off like all four of his wives. It's like that Petey Pablo song, Tisha, LaWanda, Tiffany. Remember that? Probably not. You probably don't remember that. You're like 12.
12.
You're either like 12 or I'm like 60. It's one or the other.
I think it could be somewhere in the middle.
Look at all the 35 plus in the house are giving. You're going, ha, they know. Yeah, you know. We all danced to it at the 8th grade dance. How you like it? You know what I mean? It's a good song. I'll send it to you.
All right.
His name's Petey Pablo.
Okay.
And we're waiting for Seth, biological father of Sebastian. And I think there he is. Good deal. All right. You can turn your camera off if you'd like. It's not a big deal. Whatever you want to do. How you doing? Good to see you. Can you hear me?
Tired. Yes, sir, I can.
Good deal, man. Yeah, I know that you've been out searching and doing what you can to figure out what's going on.
Got to do what's got to be done.
Yeah. So did you catch any of the conversation that Smiley had on her show?
I caught some of it.
Yeah, and what stuck out to you there? I mean, was there anything that shocked you?
This is my issue. I'm an adult. All right, and I'm not here to throw anything at Chris or Katie. This needs to be about Sebastian. I don't care about drama. I'm just trying to find my son. You know, whether Chris wants to say this or that or whatnot, you know, when when Nancy Grace reached out to me, I asked them to reach out to speak to make sure that they reached out to Katie and Chris, and they told me they just wanted to reach out to the biological parents, and they reached out. And then today, I asked them if they got a hold of Katie, and they said nobody ever returned a call. Now, I don't know if they had the correct number, whatnot. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of that stuff. I just know what they told me.
Right.
Yay for Seth. I'm here about my son. I'm an adult. This is about Sebastian. Excuse me, guys. So, I don't know if any of you saw my video from earlier about, let me just look here, the Melanie Ballinger case, where social media went off and were blaming the husband, and he didn't do anything, you know. And we can all take lessons, right, from that case. And if we're not checking ourselves, we should be, because we really need to be careful. You know, yes, we'll look at facts, but Seth said it here. He's an adult. He doesn't care about the drama. And I know he later on he got angry, but we talked about that, right? We talked about the fact that he is in an incomprehensible situation. And yeah, that would get to anybody. That would get to anybody. So let's continue on.
Right. So were you I know that you've taken some time off of work to search for your son, and we all wish you the best, and really hoping that he comes home just safe and sound. Can you kind of tell us, like, not specific areas, but I mean, where are you looking that you think is important to look? And are there places that you want people to look again?
Well, law enforcement is right. If you have a large property with like sheds and stuff, keep checking it. That's private property. I can't go on private property. This is Tennessee that I get shot. I mean, let's first face it. Everybody got guns. If you own property and animals and stuff, you're going to defend your property.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know I would.
Sure.
I mean, I know I would probably ask first before I shot somebody walking around, hollering my son's name. But some people aren't that sociable, I guess.
Sure.
But tomorrow, my plan is Natchez. It's Natchez. How do you say it? Natchez Trace State Park.
Okay. And because I had heard the search party, or the search party, talk about that it is possible that he walked outside of the perimeter. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that before.
Listen, I have, and I'm not faulting law enforcement. I'm not faulting that they did a wonderful job. They got so many agencies in. They had horses. Lord, they had more horses than I've seen in a long time. I know that they brought in like 12 dogs. I mean, people were out there looking for my son, and I appreciate it. But at the same time, one second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm operating two phones right now.
No problem.
All right.
We're low key.
I got my phone that I use, and then I have another one that I use at home.
Okay. Yeah, got you.
Because,
And by the way, I want to say this really fast. I'm not trying to pit you against them. I promise. That's not the point of this. I just found some of the stuff that he said tonight interesting, and kind of, troubling in a way. But that I can't prove anything. I can't say anything for sure of anything. So
well,
I promise you, I'm not trying to pit you against them.
whatever Chris said, he's already said.
Sure.
Whatever I said, I've already said. It's in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, tomorrow's another day. I want people out there looking for my son. I went on Nancy Grace because I know it's national.
Big
I
time.
know that they're going to be on the same channel as what's that guy's name? Dr. Phil. You know, so it's national. It's hitting coast to coast. Anybody that's going to watch it, I want everybody to know who my son is. So if they see him, they can call 911. There was there just this week thing came in off of Facebook. My sister turned around and sent it to me, and it was over in Lebanon, Tennessee. Somebody saw somebody that looked like Sebastian. I turned around and called their PD because she stated she called 911. I called them. They had no clue who my son was. And this is another police department. If the police departments aren't communicating or they're not seeing who's on the Amber Alert, then how do I know that my next door neighbor even knows?
Sure. No, I get that. There's a lot of people that don't pay attention to the news and stuff. But law enforcement.
I agree. Law enforcement should know. It's their job to know. If an Amber Alert goes out, especially Lebanon is not that far from Hendersonville. I can look it up, but I'm from Illinois, right? Born and raised Chicago, and now live in Wisconsin. But so the first time when I moved to Tennessee, I was talking to one of the locals there, and I said something about Lebanon, and they looked at me like I was weird, and I noticed that Seth said it too, which he's not from there either, and it's Lebanon. It's how they say it, Lebanon. So I'm here correcting Seth, even though he doesn't know it. Um, but yeah, law enforcement needs to do their job. There's no reason that I am going to actually look how far Lebanon is from Hendersonville. Because I am curious. .3 miles, guys. So if a police department, let's say 30 miles away, does not know about the Amber Alert for Sebastian, that I'd be upset if I were Seth as well. So I just want to take a moment here and say hi to everybody. SRK, hello. Robin, hello. Mike, hello. Mike, did you see the video earlier? Lisa, hello. Hello. Thank you guys for stopping on in. Chai, hello. Hello. Right. That's all they had to do was run his name. But when they tell Seth outright that they didn't know, not good. All right, let's continue on.
Should. I mean, you would think, obviously.
I mean, I'm just as guilty as the rest of them. I don't even watch TV. I don't have social media. You know, if I don't hear it on the radio between I leave my house to I show up at work, I work 12-hour days.
That's what I was going to ask. You work those 12-hour shifts. Yeah, those are long.
You know, between 12 and 16 hours, because sometimes you got to stay over because we're short-handed. You know, if anybody's looking for a job and you got a clean record, apply. Believe
Yep.
me, it's for everybody.
Right. So tomorrow you're going to search the national park. Have you found anything that indicates of anything of substance? I mean, you don't have to tell us what it is, but I mean, are your searches yielding anything right now?
No,
Yeah.
it's not. But my search isn't going to yield anything until I find my son.
Sure.
Why I won't stop.
Look, man, I've followed this from kind of the beginning, and I have no doubt that you will find your son and that you'll be the reason. I truly think that. I mean, it's terrible what's going on, and tell me about him coming to live with you. I mean, so this was just a mutually agreed thing, and he was aware that it was happening. I mean, did he talk about it a lot with you?
Well, you know how Chris said, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Hindsight's 2020. He was supposed to come live with me last year,
Oh, okay.
but I gave my son another chance to straighten his behavior up and actually apply himself at school, which he is fully capable of. But and he's straightened up some, but he's still coming. He's already registered for school up here.
Oh, okay.
I want him here. He wants to be here. It's
Could that have any? I mean, could this have any bearing on him going missing? I mean, is it possible that he wanted to be with you, so he ran away and got lost, possibly?
see, and that's what I don't think so, because he didn't leave with his phone. He didn't attempt to call me. His godparents live up in Clarksville too, and he has their phone number. He could have called them. He could have called and reached out for me, but he also knows that on the weekends that he's with his mom, I'm at work, because those are the days I work: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And forgive me, if I don't ask the question properly, because I don't know Sebastian, but there was said that he had his own money, phone, glasses. Would he have known to take all that stuff if he was leaving? I mean, he wouldn't have left. Would he? I don't want to say he wouldn't have. Would he have left barefoot under any circumstances that you can think of?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
If he was running away, he probably would have taken his backpack. He would have taken his Switch. He would have taken his games, because he likes to play video games. He would have taken toys, because his toys are, they're his.
Sure.
He probably would have taken his phone too.
And he could dial his phone to you right away. He could take his phone and call you. There was a direct line there.
Yeah, at any point in time. When I called, it's like somebody mentioned that I had to call Chris to talk to Sebastian. No.
Okay.
I've called Sebastian's phone. If he doesn't answer, then I will call, because sometimes you got to rush out the door. He doesn't have his phone on him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, I need to go to the store. Come on, let's go. Get to the truck. You're like, you got your phone on you? No. You're supposed to have it on you. Here it's go get your phone then.
Yeah.
Or if I'm just running to the store to pick up some stuff, a gallon of milk or whatever I'm picking up, it's like, don't worry about it. I have my phone.
Was he able to stay home alone?
He was responsible enough. He stayed home alone during break.
Yeah, he's 15. I mean, yeah.
15, physically, mentally, not so much.
Yeah. What would you say? Because obviously you know him as well, better than anybody. But I've heard conflicting reports, so that's why it's really nice to talk to you. And I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Yeah,
because this is cutting into my sleep.
I bet it is, and I'm sorry about that. And you're welcome to bounce out anytime.
It's I know I have to get some sleep if
Sure.
I'm gonna that tomorrow, that's
Yeah,
a big,
we don't want to interrupt that, honestly.
I mean, that's a big part. So if anybody wants to come help me, my goal is to be up probably by 5 and be out there. It's about an hour and a half from where I live.
So, so, and what park again was that?
Natchez Trace State Park.
And if there's anybody out there watching this, and this will reach a few thousand people before morning, and we do have a Tennessee audience, in the house for sure. If you guys can help, if you're able to go and help, please do. That's really the best thing is if you can help search, please do. And so you don't think that he would have ran away? Had he ever talked about running away?
No.
Never passing, never been upset. Go, yeah, I wish I want, or I wish I, no, nothing. Wow. Okay.
I mean, I can tell you things, but those are personal.
I understand.
He is a child. All right. He is 15. He is not an adult. He's got a good another 10 years till, I would classify him as, what's the word I'm looking for? Scientifically mature.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Brain finished developing around 24 to 26 for males. So, he's got a while to go. I know how it works for me. I mean, everything that my mom and dad told me, I when I hit 24, 25, things started clicking really, like, oh, that's why they said not to do this. Oh, that's why they said to do this. Like, I kick myself every day for not listening to my parents when I was younger.
Right.
But again, that's hindsight's 2020.
Right. And he's your only child, correct?
Yes, sir.
So at any point, so is it, I did find this a little odd, and maybe you can clear this up for us as well. Did you find it strange that you just got a text message saying, call me 911 or something like that? Or is it because you were at work that they didn't know that they could get a hold of you? Because there could be a rational explanation for that, I guess.
I told them that they could call and speak to my captain at any point in time, because when I'm in jail, I can't have my cell phone. They know this.
Oh, okay.
But
I got you.
Was call and ask to speak to either the lieutenant or the captain on duty, or even the sergeant's office. They would have came and got me. That, I mean, that's family, and a lot of my sergeants are pro family. I mean, I took a leave of absence, and they granted it.
Was there a delay in getting a hold of you because of that?
Nobody knew anything. So I didn't get that message till I got to my truck. So at about 7:20 is when I got to my truck, and I saw the missed call and a text message, and I immediately called Chris back.
And under the okay.
We don't live in a perfect world. It's
we
not
don't.
what I wish it would have been, but it's the way it's at.
It's the way that it is. I mean, there's no changing it now. His glasses. How dependent on those is he?
He puts them on as soon as he gets up out of bed.
Jeez, yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, look at his dad.
Look, man, I'm supposed to wear them too. I got mine right here, but I don't know. Just I got the stigmatism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to get that close for this to be clear, dude. Without my glasses.
Oh, okay.
But with my glasses, I got 15/20 vision. So
he wouldn't leave without his glasses.
No.
And he didn't leave with his glasses, correct? Is that what we're being told?
I thought he left with his glasses. I thought he had his glasses on. If that's something new, then I didn't know about it.
Trevor.
Yes.
Tell me about the glasses. Did he have the glasses?
It's been reported since the beginning that he did have his glasses, yeah.
And he did, okay.
No shoes, but yes to the glasses.
Okay, and so he's very dependent on his glasses, that the glasses are gone. Cell phone where was cell phone? At home?
Cell phone was left at the house, at his mama's house.
And but you said that it's possible that he.
Okay. So I found that really weird. I don't know about you guys, but I found that really weird that he asked Trevor about the glasses, after he had already asked Seth about them. I mean, Seth would know more than Trevor would, I would think. Um, Robin says Seth has always asked for help. Yes, he has. Um, and he didn't run away. It's my opinion too. Um, so yeah, I stop it there because I just found that weird that they would ask Trev instead of after he already asked Seth about the glasses. I just found that weird.
He may not have taken it anyway because sometimes he'd leave it.
Sometimes he forgets it.
Yeah, okay. So that's fair enough.
Normal human thing. How many times have you walked out and had to go back to get your wallet?
I don't know, 7 times today. So that's normal. He's a 15-year-old boy. Can you tell me just, and I'll let you get to bed because I know you have a big day tomorrow, but tell me a little bit about his routine. I mean, what would break his routine? Did he get up in the morning, pour himself some cereal, play some video games? I mean, what would be a typical morning on a Saturday you had him?
Typical Saturday morning. Normally, I'm the one waking him up. Make a pot of coffee if he didn't already prep it the night before. He's 15, but I'm still his dad.
Yeah.
I'm also the tickle monster. And
I'm super ticklish, so I'm gonna have to stay clear.
So is he. I would go in there and just tickle the piss out.
I love that. I don't remember hearing that before. He's a tickle monster. Seth, if I would have known that, I would have put that on the thumbnail. Seth the tickle monster. No, maybe I won't.
Out of him until he got up, and then it's depending on, he's not a morning person from my experience. All right, he don't want to get up. He's a teenager.
Yeah,
he wants to sleep in. But it's hey, the longer you sleep, the less time we get to chill and hang out.
Sure.
And that was, he would start, and then I'd tickle the shit out of him.
Yeah. I used to do that to my oldest son because when he got really tall, his feet started to hang off the bed a little bit. I actually had to get custom beds made for them at one point because they're both so tall, but in the morning, I'd tickle his feet. I mean, he would just kick like a mule, man. And he got me one time real good. I had it coming, to be fair. So I get it. That wakes him up. Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd tickle him until he got up. And if he was giving me any type of grief or I want to sleep in, I'd be like, smell that? And most of the time he'd be like, Dad, why'd you do that? And I'm like, I'm talking about the coffee, son.
Not crop dusting them.
Yeah, pretty much. No dust happened this morning. I'm trying to wake you up, not pass you out. Okay, come on. Yeah. And I mean, get up, and then it's I've started with teaching him how to cook. So
cool.
Most of the time, it's what do you want for breakfast? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you want wind put in rabbit tracks? No, Dad, nothing.
Seth, I do want, yes, please post Seth's GoFundMe in the chat, please. We 100% support what he's doing. So, we're gonna do that for you because I think you need all the help you can get right now, my friend.
I appreciate it. I mean, The only thing I ask, I mean, my sister's in charge of that. I don't even look at it. I don't even have the link. I don't even have Facebook. I mean, come on.
Totally. No, I understand. So I believe they do have the link, and they're going to put it up. Amy just asked, so they're going to do that. And so what you guys, bacon or eggs? Were you teaching them how to cook bacon and eggs? That's the staple.
Well, bacon is a staple.
Yep.
Eggs is a staple. But his favorite, I mean, he loves bacon. The boy loves bacon. The boy loves eggs. His favorite thing in the world, last time I knew, was a toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Fire. That's fire.
You know?
I love PB&J, and I like it with the soft bread, but
coffee and a toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, that.
Okay. Yuck. I like peanut butter and jelly, don't get me wrong, but toasted peanut butter and jelly? Have you guys had that? I've never heard of that before. I have never heard of that before.
That was my Aunt Sharon's favorite thing. She's the one that turned me onto that when I was like 10, 11, and I turned my son onto it. But bacon, he likes sausage, gravy, and biscuits.
Oh yeah, big time.
I was born and raised in, several places, but I'm Southern at heart. And there's nothing like sweet tea.
Thank you, Mike.
And coffee in the morning and sausage, biscuits, and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy is an absolute winner on every front. So I don't blame the young man, because I look, I'm a chunk. I'll just admit it. I love, hey, there's nothing wrong. No shame. You can't fat shame me. People have tried. It's never worked. It's like,
I got a pillow. All right. I said, I got a pillow. I am serious. You know, this is a six pack. This is a keg.
Yeah.
All right. I come for the party. All right.
Oh man.
They're making me hungry. I love sausage, biscuits, and gravy. Yeah. I think I'll be making that tomorrow. Yum, yum.
Yeah. So
I cook. So, and the reason I've got this is because I eat what I cook. I don't have a woman in my life cooking for me. My mom would slap me for that one. But, but it is. I mean, I cook. That boy, it's like trying to put weight on him is like me trying to lose weight.
Well, it's funny, because he was pretty active, right? I mean, I saw some of the videos that you put up of him, and as they eat, it's just fuel to, what grade was he in?
He was in
10th grade. Yeah. So he's got
in 9th grade, he's going into 10th grade.
So summertime from a freshman to a sophomore is when kids, boys especially, have a growth spurt. They have one between 7th and 8th grade, and then 10th or 9th and 10th grade. I've noticed, because I have two boys. What's that?
Because that boy would grow. He came over here for a week, and he grew 2 inches, I think.
Oh yeah, no question.
His feet keep growing. Had to buy him new shoes. That's how we knew what shoes were. What he has is because his feet had grown and his shoes were no longer fitting him. So it's one of those things, like right now with your feet growing, you don't want to spend a lot of money on shoes, because next month you may not be able to fit into those.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
No doubt.
I buy a pair of boots, my feet ain't growing no more, I'm good.
I used to tell my boys that all the time. And they're basketball players, so they always was like, I have to have the LeBrons. And it's like, oh my You're gonna
No,
grow out of them in 3 weeks, dude.
you want them. You don't have to have them.
Yeah, exactly. It's called keeping up with the Joneses. You mentioned your mom, and I know that she's been a little vocal on social media. How is she doing? Is she hanging in there? I'm sure you're in constant contact with her. Is she doing
This is
as good as possible? I would assume.
this is it's affecting her. It's her only grandson, just like it's my only son. It's my
Wow.
own. So, you know,
I understand. Yeah.
pretty emotional.
It's I I've never had a child go missing. The closest thing that I can even attest to it is I couldn't get a hold of my son once when he went to the river for about 6 hours, and that was awful. And I could just imagine what you guys are going through is hell on earth. It really is. I mean, it's just
I'd rather go through hell.
yeah. I'm with you, man. I understand. I don't understand, but I do, as somebody that has children, and I feel for you guys, and I feel for the mother, and even Chris. Like sometimes Chris, he doesn't come off, well polished, and that could be for a million different reasons, and he feels vilified right now, and I understand that. But I feel, look, if he had nothing to do with this, obviously, I feel terrible. I feel terrible for everybody involved. It's just a.
That was a good point he made. If and we have said that Chris and Katie have been vilified, they've been attacked big time, right? And Chris, I know, has been his own worst enemy. But think about this, and I've thought about this before, but not to the degree that I thought about it today when I dug into um, the Melanie Ballinger case. And I can't even say that I really dug into it. I learned a little bit about it, but all I watched was one video and looked at the comments. I was going to go looking for more comments, but I felt like I didn't need to because I watched one video, looked at the comments, and they were vilifying the husband. Just horrific. Horrific. And he didn't do anything. It turns out he didn't do anything. They found his wife. Now, I don't know, why she left, why she walked away, or whatever. I don't know. But the point is, and the same thing happened in the Idaho 4 case. They were saying Jack did it and the other Jack did it. Oh my gosh. And I was looking at that case because well, it's heart-wrenching, but I was looking at what they were doing, and in that case I just couldn't understand why they were coming at the Jacks, and um it was so unreal to me even then, and then now with the Melanie Ballinger case, I was, just shocked, because that's what I'm here for, is to bring awareness. I want to bring awareness. I want to keep Sebastian's name out there every day, to keep him in the algorithm so that this case does not go cold. Because the minute that you let off, boom, becomes a cold case. And, I'll follow the Idaho 4 case right now. There's not a whole lot happening there, other than a bunch of arguing. But when there's something to really talk about, I'll go on there. But Chai said Granny, you said you are from Illinois. Are you familiar? And you said Riley Fox's case. And no, I'm not. Not familiar with that case at all. But if you want me to look into it, I can. Um, and actually, even though I was born and mostly raised in Illinois, I haven't and visited a lot. I haven't been back there since school. So, but yeah, what he said about Chris being vilified, I agree. I agree 100%. No matter what we may think of him personally, what happens if it turns out that he's innocent? How are people going to feel? Something to think about, guys, right? I know there's people on Seth's side. I know there's people on, Chris's side. I've said before, Chris is his own worst enemy. I think if he would have maybe not talked so much in the beginning, he might have portrayed something better. But, he kind of made his bed, and now, when people don't like you, they look at you, and that's just the way it goes. Not to mention that, there's no evidence that Sebastian walked out the door of that home. So you've got to look there. That was the last place he was seen. So you got to look there, right? Lachai says, it's a tragic case. Riley was 3 and taken from her home. Her dad is Kevin, and they arrested him until the DNA came out. Kevin won millions and perished recently in a traffic accident. Oh, that is really sad. And Mike, you think they're all innocent, huh? Well, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say I think they're all innocent. I don't know. But they are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I'm sure we all have our own thoughts and opinions on what we think. I wish we had some answers, but right now there isn't any. Let's continue on.
A terrible situation. And but the fact that you're out there, and I know that you're not going to give up. You just I don't know you, but you strike me from everything that I've seen. Your interview with Nick from Channel 5, when I first watched it, it choked me up because I felt your words and I felt how upset that you truly were. And you're not the crying type, I can tell. And so I see, I can hear it. I feel the hurt, but I can also feel the love between you and your son. And I just feel very, very, I don't know, man. I wish I had words to, sometimes I feel like a dummy, talking to people like this. Yeah. Trevor, you got anything?
I mean, I'm the same way. So that was just, and I appreciate you coming up. Josh, you've been talking to the past little bit, has been a huge, huge voice for your son. So I'm glad that you're able to come up and talk to us for a little bit. And I've been,
hold on.
Because he doesn't have a voice, I have to be his voice.
Well, look, man, I would want somebody just like you looking for me, somebody that's just, I mean, you're determined, and one thing that I will say is too, public perception and what people think of you. You don't strike me as the type of guy who cares that much.
I don't know how I should take that.
In a good way, because I don't really care what people think either, but I don't want, it's just, I wouldn't take it in a bad way. I'm just saying that you're focused on finding your son, everything else is second or even, third, so it's not an insult by any means.
Well, no, I don't know how to take it. I wasn't trying to be controversial or anything. I don't know how to take I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand that.
It's like I've told my son, in this world, the only thing you can control is yourself. You can control how you react, and you can control how you act. And if you control those two things, you're doing good.
I got to tell you that it for a change, it has been nice to hear about Sebastian and his habits and the things that he does when he's with you. And I'm glad that when you came up here, we were able to talk about him and kind of forego, other things, because the fact of the matter is he's missing, and pointing fingers isn't doing anything. It's just not.
I was always told when you point a finger, there's 3 others pointing at you.
Yeah, you're right. I had to count. It was 3. I did. I was like, 1, 2. I was trying to figure out which way
That was funny. I actually never heard that until I don't know if it was Chris say that or, someone, but it's really true. And Chai said, I love hearing about Sebastian. He was funny and his smile lit the room. Yes, I do too. I love hearing about him. And I also agree with what he said to Seth about Sebastian is number one. He's not worried about what anybody else thinks, and that's the way he should be. But I think as time went on, it does bother him when people started attacking him, as it would bother anyone, including Chris, right? When someone is attacking you, outright attacking you, that hurts, no matter how tough your skin is, right? It hurts, you feel it. And so, I think that the things that people have said on either side, they get to both sides. And we all need to be careful. We want the truth, but we need to be careful. And what I like from hearing from Seth is that he's always talking about Sebastian. He'll answer questions that are asked of him, but he's always talking about Sebastian. And he usually at least will bring up something about Sebastian, like the tickling thing. I think that was so sweet, So I like that he talks about stuff like that. I like to think that if Sebastian is out there somewhere and somebody finds him, they could bring that up. Hey, do you like it when your dad tickles you? Anything to keep him, focused on you while you're waiting for the police officer to show up, right? I could see myself saying that to him. I could see myself talking to him about Seth and different things. But Shai says, truth, it's painful. I feel that not all the people on Seth's team has his best interests. Well, that's not up for us to judge, is it? It's up to Seth who he wants to keep around him. And we all have our own way about us, and maybe he finds comfort in those people. Maybe he needs some strong people to stand up for him, because there's times when I'm sure he's not very strong. You can only be strong for a while. And it's going to get to you. You know, we're nearing 9 months, guys. This is horrific. This is awful. I can't even imagine how I would feel if I were in their shoes. Okay. So, all right, let's continue on.
Thumb goes, but you're right.
It
So
goes forward too.
it goes forward too. I mean, unless you're,
It's okay. Josh has 6 toes on one foot. Catch him.
That's true. I tried to amputate one once. It didn't go so good. I'm going to let you get to bed. I know that you're tired. It's late, and that you have a search tomorrow.
I have a search until I find him. It
doesn't end until he's found. And like I said, I truly do feel that you're going to find him, and you're going to bring him home, and he's going to come live with you, and you're going to put weight on him, and you're going to eat biscuits and gravy.
Elbow and a hug,
And then when I come stay in Trevor's home, we're going to come hang out with you guys, and we're going to play some Call of Duty mobile.
There we go.
I'm legit.
I'll tell you what, Sebastian's godfather won't play because I've done a screenshot and showed it to him. I had 147 kills in one match.
Well, then I'm not that legit.
Saying.
But I'll play. But I play. I like Call of Duty Mobile.
Well, I called Seth on my team if that's what we're doing here.
Oh God, yeah. It's
Sebastian's just as good as I am. So,
What's that?
Sebastian's as good as I am.
I was going to ask you about that really quick. How good is he at video games? Like the games that he loves? Is he just phenomenal?
He is.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
he is. I've literally tried to get him to take this phone that I'm using talking to you right now. I was like, I told him, I was like, son, I'll wipe it. I'll do a reset. We'll take your Gmail account that you have, and we'll hook it up here. And we'll let you have your own Call of Duty mobile account.
That's dope.
No, I don't want it, Dad. I just want to play on yours.
Oh.
Okay. So, because I keep trying to tell you, you have your own account, and I'll have mine, and we could be on the same team. But he would rather play or watch me play. So,
yeah. Wow.
Seth, I got to ask you, that trophy, that picture of that trophy looks like it's taller than me. I got to ask, what was that for? That's
it was
the picture with
that he was playing at the school.
Awesome. I was gonna say, yeah, that trophy is at least as tall as I am. He's got to have done something for that.
He was in school. He playing Plinko chips, I believe, or something. But it was a game show at school, and that's what he got. I don't think he got to bring it home, though. I think he just got to take his picture with it, and that was it.
I gotcha.
Well, when he comes home and when you find him and he comes and lives with you, I'm sure he will feel different about it then, because I remember my children would say the same thing. I don't need my own account. And then it was like, don't even touch my account anymore, Dad. Don't even click on my profile. It was like, I have a game saved. It'll mess everything up. There was kind of the little snotty, kid thing. Cause I suck at most video games, and, except PUBG and a little bit of Call of Duty. I'm good at that. I'm okay. I'm not 140 whatever kills good, but that's a lot.
I was down. It was a really good game for me. I mean, on average, one game, multiplayer, about 5 to 7 minutes, and 20, 25 kills is what I average.
Can somebody post that again? I didn't see it. Are mods not able to pin a comment to the top if you can? Because I would like to pin that comment.
The GoFundMe?
Yes. What's that?
Are you asking about the GoFundMe?
Yeah.
I've put it in our private chat if you want to drop it and pin it.
Cool. Let me do that right now. Hold on.
Because I had shared it, so I went and grabbed it.
Awesome. Let me just do this for you.
If it was, then I was misinformed. From my understanding, it was at school. But if it wasn't, then I was just misinformed, and my apologies.
About what? The trophy?
Yeah.
Oh, that smile. That was that was a wall-to-wall smile. That trophy is he was pretty proud of that. So that it's there pinned. I'll also pin it in the comments of this video if there are people that do want to support you. I understand that your sister's the one that started it and she's the one that's taking care of it. And you're not asking for a thing except for people to show up and help. Look, tell me one more time where you're going to be at tomorrow.
Natchez Trace State Park.
And about what time? And this is East Coast. What time are you going to be there?
I plan on getting up. Well, I planned on getting up at 4, but that was at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to set an alarm for 5. Should put me there about 6:30, 7 o'clock, depending on traffic.
Well, all right. And like I said, if there's anybody in that neighborhood, Seth, thanks for coming up and talking to us, man. I really do respect the class that you handle yourself with and the determination at the same time to find your son. I mean, it's inspiring to know that Sebastian has you looking for him and you're not going to stop. And so I'll let you get some sleep with that. I appreciate you coming up and talking to us.
No problem. I appreciate you keeping his face out there. I appreciate everybody doing what they can. And if people can't show up to help me look, if you guys can print flyers and just every flyer out there is a chance to get 5 more people to see his face. You know, the more people that see his face, the less he can remain a mystery right now.
That's a great point.
He's a mystery and I need him found.
Well, I hope tomorrow is the day. I hope tomorrow's the day, Seth. So thank you. And we hopefully, we'll talk to you soon with some good news.
I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank
man.
you.
Hey, take care and you have a good night. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. That was a good interview, especially after the last one that we did, the last 3 videos, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, Chai said, I hope Seth is seeing a doctor. This is way too much stress. I think that he did because he had surgery on his shoulder, so they would do a bunch of tests before they'd even do surgery. But yeah, that is one thing about Seth. He's never given up. He has been full on out there getting Sebastian's name out. Every time there's a sighting, he's on the road, you know. So he hasn't stopped. And I can't imagine how he feels, and he's all alone. He doesn't have a wife to help him carry the burden. I mean, he's got his mom though, and that's good. And that's why he has people around him, and I get that. I understand that. So I guess that we're going to call it for tonight. We'll move on to the next interview. Let me see if I can read it right tonight. I couldn't read it right last night. Let's see here. So, all right. So this was on the 21st with the lab, and on the 22nd, Seth talks briefly with JLR Investigates. And depending on how long that is, if it's only a little bit, we may go into the Duchess interview with Chris and Katie for the 22nd as well. And then after the Duchess interview is the Nancy Grace interview with Chris and Katie. So that's what we've got coming up, guys. And Chai, I found it funny when you said that you play Call of Duty and you're 60 and you love it. is I'm trying to think if is that a war game? It's Call of Duty. I think it is, right? Soldier game, Soldier in War. Because I think I might have played it. If it's on Xbox. Aha. See. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. And thank you for giving me the heads up on that Melanie case. I kind of wished I would have followed it, but there's only so many hours in the day, and I need to. You do Xbox, okay? But what I found, I don't know if you guys know what Meniere's disease is. It's a disease of the inner ear where too much water builds up and it causes hearing loss over time, and there's no cure for it. And my dad had it, now I have it. And I found, yeah, it's ear disease. And I found I'm totally deaf in my left ear and probably 90% in my right ear. I have a hearing aid in with my headphones. Yeah, it's that bad, guys. And that's why I try to have on captions as much as I can when I'm watching these videos so I can catch what's going on. Because I love doing this and I love talking and chatting with you guys. So, the day ever comes where I can't hear it all anymore, that will be just really, really sad. But the water and the fluid in my ears, especially when the seasons change, I get dizzy. And so when I was playing Call of Duty, because of all the movement, the screen moving and everything, when you're trying to quickly move your guy, and I was getting dizzy and sick. So I had to stop playing it, and that was really sad because I was getting good. So, kind of a fun fact. Okay, let's see. Jojo Dullard missing from Ireland, 29 years old. Law enforcement searching and a person arrested. Okay. I will look into that one. It's interesting. And Chai says I can understand that game moves fast. It does. It does, yeah. So I was getting dizzy. I had to stop playing it. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it quits for tonight. And who knows what tomorrow holds in store, right? So thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe. Share if you can. Help me grow the channel. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.